My brother and Elrod and me have a radio station, you see. We try to give people some simplicity to understand their problems endlessly. We try to be solvers of problems and solutions to them. We try to give them hope and encouraging again and again that they will get wisdom and understanding. We try to see the sunset at the end of a storm when things are torn. We try to help people find out solutions, not problems all about. We are psychologists, giving people the best through their impressions. We try to understand the world just like a guy tries to understand his girl.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Gosh, what an honor to be here at the Washington, D.C. Press Corps Correspondence Dinner. Man, wow. Filling in for Conan O'Brien at the last minute is a lot of pressure.
Especially since they had to get 3 people to do it.
Yeah, and we're all huddled around this microphone.
Let me try the mic.
Go ahead.
Let's just start out with this. Hey, New York Post, you're a bunch of racist pieces of shit. And everything about your fucking shit rag sucks bloody cocks. Fuck you guys to death.
Good one. Here's
my farts that come out of my butt are better journalists than you real human beings, you giant you fuckholes.
That's pretty good. Let's try something political, maybe a little lighter, Griff. You got any kind of...
Yeah, okay.
Like, give one of the politicians, kind of zing them.
Yeah. Just one real quick for the Fox News correspondence. I hope all your kids have diarrhea to death. That's
wow.
That's just like where I'm at right now.
Do you have one for like any, maybe like, you want to roast a politician? Is there...
Oh, sure. I've got one for basically every congressman.
Okay.
All that stuff I said about Fox goes for you too. I ran out of stuff because really, once you wish dysentery, once you wish like the 10th plague on a group of people, you can't really get much worse than that.
Okay, great. Well, okay, I see we are getting the wrap-up sign. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Fuck everyone here. Thank you.
Can I get this to go? No. You don't have any boxes or anything?
Anderson Cooper, you're okay. Wolf Blitzer, you're on fucking thin ice, dog. You goofed the Boston stuff. That's all. You're usually really solid. But you goofed all the Boston stuff.
So I'm Justin McElroy.
I'm Travis McElroy.
I'm Griffin McElroy. Sorry for the harsh
I had a great
words.
bit about Senator Lindsey Graham having a woman's first name. That was actually the joke. That was not a bit.
Was he the dick pic, twit pic guy? He tweeted a dick pic? Who is the dick pic guy?
Lindsey Graham is the one who hates all goodness and purity in the world.
Okay.
Probably because he got teased a lot for having a girl's name.
I'm talking about Tony Weiner, who recently just got back on Twitter, and his first tweet since getting back on Twitter, his last tweet before this tweet was, looks like I got hacked or something. Super didn't get hacked. Unless the hacker had intimate logins. And his first tweet back was an at mention of his own name. And that was the entire contents of the Twitter.
Good job on Twitter,
Doing pretty good on Twitter so far.
Tone
Lope.
This is my brother. My brother made an advice show for the modern era. We had we could have taken questions. Griffin, I don't know why you had to be so
It's just
aggressive.
everyone fucked up. Everyone fucked right up.
Like at the dinner or just like in general?
If both like the press and politicians could maybe take the night off from goofily zinging each other and just like maybe do one thing right instead of that. Maybe just do a thing right.
Can I be honest with you guys?
Hit me.
I realize now, like, I made that joke about, like, could I get this to go? Do they actually eat dinner at the Correspondence Dinner? I don't know anything about it, but I imagine it's a pretty good spread, right?
They had halibut and filet mignon.
Like, at the same time?
Yeah, they baked a filet mignon inside of a halibut.
And we got people starving on the streets while they eat fish steaks?
It's not right. Everything's wrong about it. Good job fucking up, guys. Here's some halibut.
This isn't how Benny Franklin would have done it. President Ben Franklin.
Our greatest president. I feel like we've joked about Ben Franklin being president before.
I think we joke
It's
about
the end
Ben
of our
Franklin a
show.
lot.
That's not because we're unoriginal. It's because we're fucking dummies. It's because we're idiot children.
Let's help people. That would be our penance. My fiance and I want to get married. Problem, it's expensive. Not to mention the hassle. Starting to think we should ditch the big ceremony reception ordeal and just elope someplace nice. Is there any way we could get away with that without being disowned? That's from Marrying in Maryland.
In this day and age, eloping just means like going to the courthouse, right? Like he's not climbing to your window and you guys
Right.
are like sneaking off
what,
in the night.
What Travis and I are doing has become the counterculture.
Uh-huh.
A courthouse wedding is, I feel like, the norm. I feel like 96% of people do that. And then what Travis
not
and I...
exaggeration. I think about half the people I am friends with have been married in a sort of non-ceremony.
That's an anomaly because it's usually closer to 96, like I said.
Okay, sure, right. I don't have all the numbers in front of me.
So what Travis and I are doing is like adhering to some archaic ceremony. Mm-hmm. It's a ritual. It's like a blood ritual. Do you know what I mean? It's practically aboriginal in nature.
I am very cautious now when we talk about marriage because the last time we addressed like ceremonies that are perhaps like on their way out, we talked about the preponderance of people who ask where the man asks the woman's parents for permit their daughter's hand in marriage, and oh mansies, there are some people who that irritates. Man alive, that was a
Boy,
proverbial
howdy.
Wait, what
firestorm.
What were people irritated by?
That apparently our West Virginia values are
don't
not
sync
good
up.
enough for urban, hint, hint, wink, wink, America, I think.
I don't understand what urban wink wink means.
Urban, you know. Urban. And Keith Urban.
Because
I got a lot of emails from Keith Urban.
I did that, and
Crikey.
I got.
Not Australian.
He is.
Wait, is he?
Yes.
Yeah, super
good. Okay.
I
don't
did
know.
that. I asked Rachel's parents for permission, and I know Travis did something similar, by which I mean he asked Teresa to ask for him.
Yep.
Is that not a good thing to do?
I think it is. I think that apparently it really made people mad. I think there's a better way we could have phrased it. I think if you talk to, I think the way we specifically addressed it was asking a dad for his daughter's hand in marriage.
no.
I think the preferred sort of approach now is maybe talking to her parents beforehand and letting your intentions be known.
I think
so it
here's
doesn't
the- I think the
completely
problem-
like catch them by the willy.
Before we actually help this person, I think the problem
No,
with-
this is tied in. I
Okay.
think it's all sort of tied together.
I think the issue is the image of asking for, the appearance of it being asking for the daughter.
Right.
You know
That
what
was
I mean?
not. That
I
was
think
not
that
how
is
I.
what seems sexist because you're saying like, "Hey, may I take your property?" Yes, you may.
I
think
didn't
it's more of a
frame it
discussion.
like that. There was no exchange of wampum. Like I just said, "Hey, this is. I'm gonna do this thing if that's cool.
Is that all right with you?
Is that cool with you?" And their actual response was, "I didn't think people did this anymore." They were grateful, but they were startled.
Now,
At it.
please take back your crates of beads and blankets.
Right. I rode up actually on one of those bicycles where the front wheel is like enormous. It was a very kitschy pre-proposal.
I think that you've hit the nail on the head, question asker, because I think that at least a lot of people that I talk to that still do the big weddings, especially as it gets close to the crunch time of the actual ceremony, and they're like, oh my God, it would be so much easier if we just went to the courthouse and got it over with. Usually it has something to do with, but my family would kill me. You know, and
Which
I find
is
that such
never a
funny
reason
aspect.
to do anything, but like it is something. It is a factor that should weigh on your mind.
I will say this though: if you don't do the big ceremony reception, which I get, and I understand that, don't ask for gifts, because I think those two are pretty well tied together.
Well, I don't know, unless it's like you frame it like a payoff for making them not have to get on a plane. Like,
Yeah, I guess
I am
that's
making
true.
you not fly here. In return, how about 2 blenders?
What if you only sent out invites and saved the dates to people you knew couldn't make it, and then you didn't have a reception or ceremony and just got the presents?
Huh, okay.
I'm actually
And by which I mean, this is a long con. This is a grift. Don't get me wrong.
This is a grift with what I would classify as a relatively high possibility of being completely fucked.
Yeah,
It's going to turn into a movie because your great
Your
aunt
very
that lives in
first-
Hawaii is going to show up, and you're going to have to stage the whole thing last minute.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. We started out thinking that we were going to get out of ours on a dime. And boy, oh, Chef Boyardee, were we wrong about that price tag. Who?
I think, but that's true. I think of everyone because like Teresa and I thought we were going to reinvent the wedding. You know what I mean? It's like
What I would say, you guys haven't been through this yet. And what I would say to this question asker is, I understand the expense is an issue. I do think that there are some clever ways to sort of handle that in a way that really makes sense for you. Like you can personalize. There are no rules. Just right. Weddings are like the Outback. What I would say to you is that that day where we had like all of our friends and family in one room, sort of seeing us off, as it were, on this metaphorical journey that is marriage. That day means a lot to me. Like remembering that day and thinking back on it, it makes me feel really entwined with all the people that were there.
Is that
I wouldn't
memory?
trade that day for anything. Now, of course, I did minimal planning and didn't pay for mine, so like a lot of the specialness, maybe it's like Christmas. You know, like Christmas is much more magical when you don't have to reduce any of the magic yourself.
But once you get into the like price per memory ratio, like is that memory a 15 large memory for you? Because that's some Total Recall shit. That's some like come into the memory sphere. This will cost you 20 million credits to remember the time that you fucked an octopus.
what?
Like
Ink me,
a future.
ink me, you whore.
They don't.
Ink me.
The octopuses don't have whore. It's just squids.
What?
Octopuses don't have ink. Did I say whore?
Yep.
Yep.
Octopus is a very moral creature.
It is. That's why you got to pay 20 million space credits to simulate the. Anyway, you guys want Yahoo?
Yeah, I guess.
This Yahoo was sent in by Ira Ray. Thank you, Ira Ray. It's by Yahoo Answers.
Are you Ira Ray?
Who wants to know? We did it! We did it! We did the setup. We did the call and response.
Now the bit can die.
Now
it
the
can,
bit is
goodbye,
dead
bit.
forever. Goodbye, bit. Have a good run.
This is asked by Yahoo Answers user SP, who asks, how do I find my place in the circle of life? How do I find my place in the, quote, circle of life, like Mufasa told Simba to? I feel like I've forgotten who I am. What does it mean to find your place in the circle of life? And also, what does it mean to know who you are?
Good question.
That's step one. Have you guys heard Travis's one-man Ladysmith Black Mambaza cover band? It's called Ladysmith Black Travis.
Keep going.
I like this question so much because he asks how to do these things, and then he follows that up with, by the way, what are these things?
I think if your dad didn't hold you up over a cliff when you were born.
Oh my God, that was. I feel like there was 1990.
Those are
what do you
all
think?
words I know. Go
Yeah,
on.
you were doing really good. 94, 95.
With the sun rolling high.
Stop.
Sapphire sky.
It was definitely the I'm king of the world of neonatal dads.
Every neonatal doctor in the fucking biz from like 1995 to 1996, every dad, he would be like, oh, good. Yeah, like the movie. Like the Lion King film, the animated motion picture that came out.
Even Michael Jackson got in on that trend, and we crucified him for it.
Well, he
Yeah.
did it wrong.
He did it wrong.
He did
You're
it
not supposed
wrong, but he didn't do it wrong. He did it big, just the way MJ did everything, Travis.
He didn't though, because he fucking covered the bit. Like he didn't like proudly hang him over the edge and like let people take. He just very briefly was like he did it in the creepiest way possible. He's like, just go and dangle these little baby toes. Bye. That's all he did. He's the worst. Except his music was so good. I'm conflicted now. Weird. Like I think the literal way is you fucking jump into the zoo pen and get eaten by a lion, and then that lion poops and it grows grass that a buffalo eats, and then you're inside the buffalo.
I think the good news for this question asker is I doubt very much that, like, on your deathbed, somebody whispers to you, like, by the way, you were supposed to be an astronaut.
What a wonderful service that would be.
You blew it. Just before you go, before your light flickers and dies, I just want you to know. You could have married Heidi Klum.
Let's tear open the envelope. Ah, fuck.
I hate to see this.
I can tell you what it doesn't say. It does not say Quickie Lube attendant. You have done fucked up.
Now, what is the alternative? The alternative is that some people have somehow jumped the track and have gotten your spot.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, you were supposed to be a quick lube attendant, Mr. President.
Nice work. How'd you jump that? I mean, where is your place? What?
What is it? All right, let's start. What's the circle
Question
of
my
life?
question.
Circle of life. Are we talking about food chain? Are we talking about photosynthesis?
I think it's the life-death circle, the endless circle that is life and death.
Well, now we're talking about, like, so many different things. Are we talking about, reanimation? That's not what it's called. Oh, Jesus.
Reincarnation.
That fucks up the circle of life right good, though, doesn't it?
Are we talking about zombies?
No, that's the figure 8 of life.
Because then it's the Mobius strip of life.
Yeah.
We're at the top of the food chain. There's not much. That's why it's such an insult when one of us gets eaten by an animal, because it's like, ugh,
What are you doing?
we're better than that,
Play
To
your
balance
part.
that out, whenever somebody gets mauled by an animal, I eat a lion.
Just to keep it
Just to keep
all on
things
the
going.
list.
Just to let them know what's up.
Why aren't one of the three of us like a mad hunter? Why aren't one of the three of us like a General Zaroff-esque, like ivory for days?
Why? I mean, there's probably a lot of reasons.
We get a lot of people asking us, will you guys come out and do a live show in our area? And the answer is always no, unless you can arrange some sort of hunt where we get to shoot something beautiful and perfect, and hopefully from the Lion King.
Now, I want to be clear here. I love animals.
Me too.
And so I don't want any of those PETA guys calling me. I just want to kill one.
You just want to kill one.
Yeah.
There's
Of each.
nothing wrong
One
with
of
that.
each.
And let me tell you this: you better have some trim on hand, because I'm gonna be fucking rock ready to go.
I want to like kill something and eat its heart to get its power, right? So that I'm really potent. You know what I mean?
Sure, like a Mega Man boss. now I have legs of an antelope. Sproing.
Are you saying to me that if you killed an animal from the Lion King, you would become rock hard? That's what you're saying.
One
right
bigger than me. You remember when GoDaddy killed that elephant, and we were like, "Boo, GoDaddy!" But then at the same time, you think about like, that guy has to be stiff till November.
And just imagine that, but if it was a person.
That's
Now listen. Are we
Nuts.
talking hypotheticals or?
always on this
Is it-
show.
Okay, listen, let me say first, if you're a police officer, you legally have to stop listening.
If you're a
now,
police officer,
or
you
it's
have to tell
entrapment.
us. Also, we're going to talk about Lost spoilers. so turn off. Unless you want to know what
If you have not watched
happened.
Lost, or you're a law enforcement officer. Or both, God forbid.
I don't know, Justin. You're getting into uncomfortable territory for me.
Hunting people is uncomfortable?
I would never hunt. I don't think I can do it. I feel bad
No, I
enough
would never
fishing.
do it. Although I do remember when kids used to get out of school in Huntington because the first day of hunting season.
Well, I mean, it wasn't called fucking Macromaton, was it? It wasn't called Paintington, was it?
No?
Nope.
Nope.
Sure wasn't called that. Wasn't called Skateboard Town. It was not called Skateboard Town. So, I don't know what to tell you. Mathsburg. Here, where all the kids do math for fun.
Nope. I've been dating this wonderful girl for 3 months now. Things are going great. I'm like a sentence in. I'm bored of this question already.
No, it gets good.
I hope there's some conflict. We're finishing up our first year of school and making plans for when we return in September. We both lived in the dorms this year and would like to live off campus in the fall. But the thing is, she's dead set on living in a house together with 4 of our friends. This seems like a big leap for such a new relationship. I've explained to her, but she insists we'll each have our own space, and there'll be 4 other people living there. If we're not really moving in together, I shouldn't worry about it. Am I wrong for being hesitant? I don't want to miss out on what could be a fun experience. I just know if we break up, it'll make the next year we're stuck together completely miserable. That's from Cautious in California.
Get out of the way!
Diving in front of you right now.
That's me putting my head underneath the pin that you're going to put. I don't care if it stabs through my brain and kills me. You have to not.
I'm going to tell you this straight up. Look at your girlfriend and say, honey, this is worse than if we were just moving in together.
It is literally the worst situation that you could be in.
Because here's what you're piling on top, right? So these other people you have to get used to living with. 6 people in the same house. Like, that's bummerton. I don't know how big this house is, but we've got a huge company house that our actors stay in, and there's 6 people there. And, like, it just breeds the occasional fight because you're sharing bathrooms, you're sharing living spaces. Plus, if you and your girlfriend have fights, the rest of the house has to deal with it. And vice versa.
Yeah.
If you're, like, necking on the couch, they're like, God, again.
They don't want to, they're trying to watch Lost, and you're trying to make fuck juice. And they don't want to see that.
Well, they're finding out that the polar bear is escaped from a research facility. We said spoilers.
We did warn you ahead of time, to be fair.
I just think that
3 months is wicked soon to move in with somebody, even if your shit is going perfect. Moving in, like
especially
living...
if your shit is going perfect.
Now, counter argument, Teresa and I moved in together after 3 months.
You were obviously meant to be, though.
Well, that was the difference, because we literally had the conversation, if we're going to move in together, are we going to get married?
Jesus obviously molded both of you from dust to be each other's partners into infinity. Obviously.
Yeah. So I guess if you... But at no point did I ever worry about breaking up with her. Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with your relationship, because I think that's perfectly normal to think about when you're a freshman in college and you've only been dating someone for 3 months and they want to sign a lease. So I'm just saying that it's probably very smart of you, very logical of you to say, honey, we're only 19 and we've only been dating 3 months. Let's just live in the same apartment building if that's the way you want to go with it.
Even that is fucking a tall grass.
It seems like the weirdest.
The important thing, though, is separate leases.
If you move in with somebody after 3 months of dating, I personally think that's a little fast. But if you are...
You fucked up, Travis.
Sorry, Trav. But if you're dead set on it... But no, Travis, it was a risk. And you came out on the winning end. I'm saying that could break bad pretty easy.
God, yes.
What if you have turned out to be a huge dick, Travis? Like, what?
I know
it because I know.
What if she had realized?
Right, I know it wasn't going to be Teresa that fucked that deal up.
Angel.
Yeah.
But if you like living with other people is not. We've talked about this before. I feel like ad nauseum, but living with other people that you're not dating is like the pits, and you could get to a point where like you need out. And that is going to be tough on your relationship if one of you like hates the situation, the other one doesn't. That's going to be a lot of strain. I feel like the situation is going to put a lot of unnecessary strain on you guys.
Unless.
Let
me hit you with this. It's a new reality show that I'm thinking about pitching to the Fox Reality Network. Are they still in operation?
Does not exist. Go on.
Not functional. Solitary. Put them out of business. I just started watching that show again with Rachel. Fuck it.
How good is that show? It's the best. Is it on Hulu?
It's on Hulu, yeah.
Is it?
I have to get back into
finally,
it.
my Hulu Plus subscription's paid.
It doesn't stream to consoles. Sorry. Hit you with this. It's a young couple. They gotta be sexy. I'm just assuming this is...
It's Fox.
Yeah. And then the 4 people that they live with for a year. So, like, the budget of this show is going to be astronomical. Just in terms of, like, tech. We're going to have a lot of cameras, the editing for a year's worth of footage. Each of the 4 people try and seduce them away. And if you can make it through that, if you can make it through that year-long gauntlet of strange sex, then you not only win $50,000, which admittedly is not a lot for a year's worth of game show, you also know that your relationship is legit. because you fended off the sex wolves. That's the name of the show, is Sex Wolves.
I saw that coming. Yeah, I did think that seemed to be a pretty good name for it. The Sex Wolves.
Let me hit you.
Here's the other twist, okay? Once a month, actual wolf.
Actual wolf released into the house. Or everybody dresses up like furry wolf humans. Just to add another layer to this onion of sexuality.
It's called the onion of sexuality.
It's the series. It's the webisode companion piece.
Wait, so you're gonna record a year of footage and then put it on a 5-minute webisode?
Well, the companion piece.
It's gonna be action packed.
What I'm talking about is transmedia.
Oh,
yeah. We're talking cereal. We're talking action figures.
We're talking.
You can have Sex Wolf cereal.
Exactly.
Start your day the Sex Wolf way.
Does that idea got legs at all for a reality show, but also as a practical, like, if you guys can make it, it could be like, maybe you're 90% sure you want to test that other 10%. Here's how you test that other 10%. Here's your litmus test. Go fucking live in the worst situation imaginable. And if you can make it through that, you're aces.
Can you guys... is there some way you guys can buy yourself something amazing or like bury some cash somewhere and leave it for yourself as a reward at the end of this? So at least you'll have something to cling to when things get bad. You can say, but remember, we put $50 in that safety deposit box. We bought a trust fund.
They're young. You know what I mean? They're young. They're so sexy. You know what I mean?
They're very sexy and sexual.
They're sexy and sexual, and that's why the wolves. That's another element, because like wolves can smell sexuality, and they will hunt them.
I'm sorry, I zoned out for a second. Is this actual wolves? Like, are you letting loose 4
once
wolves
a
in this
month?
house?
Fucking read the fucking script, Travis.
Your elevator pitch has gone off the rails, Griffin.
Wait, are you telling me Sex Wolves is scripted? It's been scripted this whole time. I knew it.
Oh my
only
God,
for the
it's a sham.
Only for the wolves. The wolves have speaking lines, and the lines are.
What do you got to shoot today, Bill? I'm doing another pouncing scene.
So they want me to deliver this back to back. Woo! I want to fuck you. And like, how am I? The first one was supposed to be a howl. Like, my heart's not even in it.
Wolves can't read.
Well, that just is a reflection of our school system.
Yeah.
Can we just send our wolves to school?
Listen,
what
no
kind of
pup
nation
left
is it
behind.
educating
Guys,
wolves?
stop. Wolf school.
It's a new concept.
I'm tired of all these mass shootings in our schools. The only way to protect our kids is wolves. Wolf school. 2013. Catch it when it falls.
The soundtrack sounds a lot more like an 80s summer theme.
If every child in the American school system had a wolf,
so
we would look at Game of Thrones.
To protect mass shootings, we put in armed volunteers in our schools, but a lot of those, a startling amount of those, ended up being perverts. How are we going to get those out? Wolf School, fall 2013. Catch it on Fox Reality. Oops. The wolves apparently have a taste for kids, too. What are we going to do now? Sharks. Flood the school.
Flood school.
Flood school. Shark school. Sharks and wolves. Sharks and wolves and kids.
No, the wolves have learned to swim.
Kid battle.
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale, but with more sharks and wolves.
That is going to hurt property values in that area. Yeah. If your kids have to go to wolf shark school, the flood, I don't know, Deborah, I like both these houses. At one, the kids are going to have to go to a flooded school full of wolves and sharks.
There's so much gerrymandering because the wolf school has such a great football program. Ugh.
That's the other problem.
I hate it.
Plus, I mean, the fame. Yeah, that's a lot for a kid to take on. The fame of getting eaten by wolf sharks. Oops, they breeded.
Oh,
didn't see that coming.
I did though, because
and then there are
it's all
warts.
scripted.
I have an executive producer credit. So.
Let's go to the money zone. I'll tell you guys about Mark Maron.
Everybody
He's
everybody
a
knows.
podcaster just like us. He's got a new show coming to IFC. It's called Maron. It starts Friday, May 3rd, 10 p.m. on IFC. It's a fictionalized version of Mark's life I mean, it would have to be because he makes a podcast, so they know they gotta sex it up, I guess, right? I mean, I wouldn't watch a show about me. Would you guys watch a show about you?
Definitely.
I mean, I would, but I have a lot of issues.
I might if it had Judd Hirsch, Gina Gershon, Aubrey Plaza, and Adam Scott on it, which Marin does.
And this week's episode is one of my heroes, Dave Foley,
Who Griffin and I saw in L.A. once.
He gave me a curt head nod.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Yeah, it was a big moment for us.
So you guys are like best friends.
Basically.
Okay.
In this week's episode, Mark, well, not this, yeah, I guess this week's, this is this week, isn't it? In this week's episode, Mark and Dave are going to go after an abusive fan on Twitter that has been tormenting Mark. Wow, so this really is like my day-to-day life, actually. Only it stars Mark Maron, so it'll be funnier. He's the creator, producer, and again, that's Fridays at 10 p.m. on IFC, so don't miss Marin.
Is he
Kind of
playing
sounds like, if you didn't know anything about it, Marin does sound like a private eye show, right? Don't you think?
a little bit?
Marin.
Sounds like Castle. You know what I mean?
Castle.
Or like
Still not sure what's going on in that show.
Burke's Law. Yeah, he was like a writer, and he was like solving. He was
Is
like
he a writer?
using
Is
his
he
writer
captain
powers
of
to
the
solve
Starship?
crimes. But now he's like a proper detective, except he's really smarmy, and he's getting a little chunky.
Don't you
I
dare.
know. But
How
it's
dare
true.
you.
There's some chunk there. Not on Mark Maron.
Not on Mark Maron, though. He's thin, and he's got a podcast, and he's got a show about it called Maron. It's Fridays on IOC at 10 p.m., so tune in to that. While you're watching Maron, why not go check out the Morphe webcomic? That's at morphe.thewebcomic.com. Morphe is how that's pronounced. I've recently learned. In the next sentence.
Oh, our producer just popped his head into the booth. What's that?
Hey, what is that,
Morphe?
Antonio? Scarpacci from Wings? Our producer is Antonio Scarpacci from Wings, because he's fake, so why the fuck not? It's fun. It's just called fun, guys. It's just called using your imagination for fun.
Morphes are really actually it's cool. It's not like a standard webcomic. It sort of blends. It's coded in Flash, but it's scary, and you have to click through it. So it takes advantage of today's technology. You know, so many webcomics you could have read them in an analog format, and this takes full advantage of internet.
Sometimes I just print out webcomics just so I don't have to like think about my life.
And sometimes I print out webcomics if it's a really good Ziggy, and I just want to keep it on the wall.
And when I'm reading Ziggy, man, that guy and technology do not get along.
Morphe is not like Ziggy or like Marmaduke, but you can find it at morphe.thewebcomic.com. Very cool, very spooky. It's got sounds, I think.
I can't print it if it would lose its interactivity.
You could do like a flip book.
I gotta turn my speakers up, make sure it does have sounds.
It does.
'Cause I think it has sounds.
It does. I'm listening. I'm clicking through right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, I actually just got scared by the webcomic by turning up my speakers too much. So I will caution you to not do that.
That is podcast history being made.
Podcast history.
Justin scares himself mid-podcast.
Okay, morphe.thewebcomic.com. Go check it out. I'm pooked. I'm pooked. Okay? You pooked me. I'm pooked.
You know what? Speaking of pooked or spooked or spuked, let's back off our usual XR approach when coming at the extreme restraints marketing. Let's rally around our marketing team. Let's talk about something that doesn't involve 9-foot long sex logs.
Okay, here's what we got. You don't know where to start, right? Why not pick up an adult instructional book? Don't let the kids find these unless you want like a cool kid who understands a woman's body.
How old a kid is that appropriate? Starting with the youngest.
I want my 2 to 3 to 4 year old
No.
to understand a woman's body. I don't
Okay.
think there's anything wrong with that. It's
There's
science.
There's about 7 things wrong with that.
You could pick up the Ultimate Guide to Fellatio. How to go down on a man. $17, no
Justin, I think
problem.
you pronounced that wrong. I think it's Fellatio.
Man, when I was at my Pilates class the other day, and my thighs are still burning. It's you get on a recumbent bike and you blow a guy.
Here's a good book. It's called Jay Wiseman, Tricks to Please a Woman. Jay has put his name before the title, which seems a little braggy to me.
But you know what? That's confidence in your product right there.
Let me pitch this question, you guys. Whose name would have to appear in that book's title for you guys to bite?
Al Franken.
Oh.
You just said the first name that came to your head.
Nope.
What if it said, like a word that was obfuscated somehow? Maybe it was fuzzy, and then it said Quaid. And so it's like, you're getting one of the Quaids. You're getting one of the Quaid sex tip books.
Wait, do you know?
You don't know the Quaid. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying like the first name is like smudged?
The first name has been obscured somehow, but it is definitely a Quaid. You have a famous Quaid guarantee, so you're not just getting some ham and egger Quaid off the street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a famous Quaid at least.
You're flipping the coin. One side is Dennis, one side's Randy.
I think you would know pretty quickly, even unlabeled.
Hit her vagina with a sandwich. Ah, fuck.
Okay.
Got Randy.
There is a book here called Masterclass Pregnant Sex. There's a picture of a pregnant woman. She's holding her breasts, and it helpfully has the label "sexually explicit" on it, which is, I think, is a little redundant. But again, you can pick up all this stuff at extremerestraints.com. If you use the coupon code FANNYTIME, you're going to save 20% on your order, and it's all shipped discreetly.
This is one of the only kinds of information that I would want to get out of a book instead of internet, because if you search internet, like, how do I do good sex to a woman? Or then it's just, you're going to be flooded.
If nothing else, do yourself a favor and just go to extremerestraints.com and just kind of browse. Just look around. The nice thing is, unlike other sex stores, there's no creepy person behind the counter judging you.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt to look around unless you're in the library. Then don't do it.
And you can if you look around, you can probably find something to jerk off to.
Oh, yeah.
I think. I bet.
Yeah, or lady jerk off to.
That's still called that.
I think it's called you jilling off at that point.
Can you not? Can you not ever? Again, please, sir.
Because you jack off and then you jill off.
If you would not, I would appreciate. Please don't. I would if you would not,
it's not
sir.
Weird. It's not weird. Why does female pleasure make you sick?
I would have no way of knowing.
You know that feeling you get when you hear a song that you just love? What about a new movie or a new book or TV show? I'm Jesse Thorne. My show Bullseye points to the good stuff in popular culture, the kind of stuff that will change your life. In-depth interviews with cultural creators, critics' picks for the best new releases, and a weekly recommendation from yours truly. It's Bullseye with me, Jesse Thorne, from MaximumFun.org and PRI.
For years, I've been heavily into the video game and nerd culture in general. I have an upright glass case in which I have my pop culture and video game related articles, such as a replica lightsaber and video game figures. I'm trying to meet a woman, and I'm horribly self-conscious about my glass case, making me seem like a man-child, which I guess I am, since I have this in my house. I'm trying to make change be more appealing to the opposite sex, and I feel like this glass case makes me seem immature. The problem is, my friends have given me many of these things. If I store their gifts away or sell them, I'm afraid they'll be a little hurt by it. How do I avoid hurting my friends' feelings while at the same time trying to present myself as an actual adult to potential romantic interest? That's from Glass Case of Emotion in Cincinnati. This is a damn good question.
This is a good question.
Can I real talk for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Because I have like a real serious, non-funny answer.
Oh, well, we haven't had any of those so far, so please.
Okay, here's my real talk. It has nothing to do with the items in your home. I don't care what it is that you've collected or what it is that you have. It is the person that you are that determines whether you're perceived as that thing or not. I've known lots of people that had toys or sports memorabilia or anything, and that is not who they are. It's just something that they happen to like. I know a guy, one of the coolest guys I've ever known. He's a really successful director around town, has an awesome wife, and he has all these amazing little tin soldiers, and I've never looked at him and gone, oh, he collects toys?
Well,
what a nerd.
that's fine, Travis, but you have to recognize that there's a limit, like in everything else, to this question, where if the things that you are collecting is like tentacle porn anime busts, then maybe, yes, that's going to be a turnoff for 99.9 repeating % of people in the universe.
I have to say I'm a big fan. I think he's already made the most important stride. And that is to put, like, you're displaying in a glass case. Like, that seems to me to be like, okay, it's not a decorating motif, which a lot of people go for, and if you want to, that's fine. But to me, this seems like a little more regimented. It seems more grown up to me.
You're saying, this is my display. This is this part of my life.
Yeah, it's not your whole life.
Everything that's not in there doesn't belong to this part of my life.
Yeah, it makes it seem like a facet of your character rather than just my personality is
I identify as
remixed. Yeah, exactly, right.
Now, if you're someone that, like, when you have someone over the house, the first thing you do is, now come look at my case. Like,
Well,
then yes, maybe
there's
that's not
something
a
I
good
need
way
to
to
show
go.
you.
Yeah, try not to talk like comic book nerd from Simpsons. That's
Yeah.
not gonna help you.
But
do
if it's
anything.
something where someone's like, oh, what's all this? Be like, oh, that's just, stuff we've collected over the years.
Well, no, because there's got to be a happy medium. Because you just sounded fucking ashamed. Oh, that's my.
Oh, that?
That's my.
That's my case.
That's my shame
Oh.
rectangle. Please don't acknowledge it.
That's why I'm embarrassed.
Don't get on my case. No, that's just a little joke I make. Come on over.
Hey,
These
seriously.
are my
Hey,
Gundams.
seriously, get the fuck out of there!
That's limited edition.
I said leave.
That's my Mad Mardigan Willow special edition figure. It was a chase item. You see only one eyebrow. That's worth $17. Are you going to replace it? I didn't think so.
I don't know. This is so alien to me. I'm such a big ass fucking nerd, and I don't know. This is something I feel like I struggle with a lot. Maybe less than I did when I was in college. But like I've always been a big nerd, but I have never been fast to show it. To like have things displayed in my house that act as insignias for visitors. Like this is the kind of shit I'm into.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I have stuff, but I've never, like, crossed that line. Like, I have, like, one thing that if you're looking carefully, you'll see my collection of California Raisins and Houdini action figure and Doctor Who stuff. But, like, no one's going to see it surface level right away.
This is, oh man. See, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you have things that make you happy, that is the most important thing. And that's who you are. And, like, I think if you're holding on to stuff because your friends gave it to you, that's a bad reason to hold on to things, because I guarantee they don't care. I mean, they really don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
also-
No, unless you're holding on to it because it means something to you because a friend gave it to you.
Well, he used the
But
word
again, like-
store, which isn't typically the word you use for sentimental presents. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Put it. Yeah, sure. How long? A month? Yeah, I guess.
I've put away so many. I've put away my childish things as I've grown older, and then I bought new things on eBay. I bought Captain Power toys because those are nostalgic for me and they make me really happy. So like I have.
So you basically you refresh your stock of childish things, like the Bible tells you so.
I got that elite childish stuff that seem more collectory. They seem like more like harder to come
Like
by.
fushigi balls.
No, those don't count. There is a difference between hiding something because you think the person, somebody's going to think less of you, and hiding it because it's not the image of yourself that you want to put out there. Because I think that those are two different things. I mean, like, I do think we have I think we have a problem in a lot of facets of what people would call nerd culture of not being able to distinguish between things you like and things that you are.
Yeah.
And I think that
I think it's inherently unhealthy to self-identify based on media consumption of any kind. Because like if you do that with nerd shit and say you're a nerd, you're painting yourself into a corner. But like on the flip side, if you just watch independent art house films from the 1930s and say, oh, that's me. That's where I'm coming from. Is I'm independent art house movies from the 1930s guy. Like that guy sucks too. Like that guy's not very great. If that's the only thing that he uses to define the shape of his character.
That's what I'm saying. Is I think the problem is like when you have something any quality like that, it's overwhelming to it.
Oh, I'm jazz guy. You know me.
Yeah,
I'm jazz guy.
I'm sports guy. Let me tell you all about my sports team because that's all I'm going to talk about for the next 2 hours because it's literally all I know. Like, nobody likes that person, no matter what it is.
Start trying to put things in your house that keep people on their toes. That's what I'm... Have a knife somewhere. Just somewhere.
Half a mummy.
Which have you asked? Player's choice.
Player's choice, doesn't matter. You guys want a Yahoo?
Please.
This Yahoo was sent in by Julie Martin. Thanks, Julie. It's by Yahoo Answers user Leonardo, who asks, how do the birthday spankings? How do the birthday spankings? I am Brazilian. I'm 24 years old. I graduated in law in the United States, and I'm doing post-graduation. Also, I have friends and relatives here, like this country. Tomorrow is my birthday, as tradition is the birthday spankings. How this game works is a custom here. I'll have my birthday party tomorrow. Thank you.
Oh, how it works is awfully.
No, it's really common. In our country. I'm so glad you came to us.
Welcome.
Basically, welcome. On your birthday, you should find people. You don't want them to be too close to you, so someone you're more of an acquaintance with, or
law school buddies, maybe.
Most desirably, law school buddies, perhaps professors would be a good fit here. And you go to them and you say, hello, it's my 24th birthday, and I got a hanker for Hankerin. And then you turn around and you show them your hindquarters, and you say, go to town, James Brown.
Now, are we talking about bare tushy, or are we talking...
Good question. Because you have different levels. You could go pants, underpants, bare tushy. Or, like, 3 pairs of pants. It's up to you.
Do you want to get, like, a belt in there? Maybe an extreme restraints pain paddle of some sort?
I think you really need that open hand contact to really get the emotion across.
Sure.
Just say my tushy's 24 years old, and I need to knock some of those years off. So please go to town on my butt.
It would be great too if they had like a little water bottle and they could spritz a little moisture on their hand before each one.
Yeah.
Just so you get that really nice wet skin on skin action.
Oh, God.
It is also important that they give you, quote, one to grow on, end quote, or you will die.
Yeah, numerically, let's talk about it. Because are we talking one per year? Are we talking about, like, 18 is an important birthday. Should maybe we double up on...
That, if I remember correctly, like, when I turned 18, Nani doubled up the amount of money she sent me, and I got $36.
Yes.
So I think it works the same way with spankings.
So double up on the spankings. I think it's every prime number... You do an extra, whatever the last prime number was. You tack that onto. So I mean, once you get up into like 97 years old, is that a prime? Is that a prime number? Somebody calculate.
No.
37? Yeah, you're
97. 97 is good.
You're gonna
anything ending in 7 except for 27. Maybe some others.
Just don't let them put their finger in your butt.
Oh God, no. That's so gauche. That's like the French way of doing it.
It's like getting a wet willy. It's like, we were doing something else.
I have not thought about birthday spankings in... Like, if you had asked me about birthday spankings 15 minutes ago, I think I would have said I'm not sure if that was ever a thing or not. Like, I'm not sure I would have fully recalled birthday spankings being...
But then you remembered the joy of the game of birthday spankings, said this person. It's not... There are no combatants. There aren't rules and goals and points and a win condition.
There's no fail state in birthday
There's no
spankings.
fail state.
Everybody wins.
One swat with a hand and paddle for every year of birth. Not supposed to be too hard. Hey, Yahoo Answers user David B., this guy's from another country. Can you maybe go easy on him? You are putting forward the stereotype. You are making it worse for the rest of us. By saying, hey, foreigner, you don't understand our traditions? Stupid.
I think not supposed to be too hard is don't spank them too hard, Griffin.
Yeah, Griffin.
Not that it's not supposed to be difficult.
Well, then he's fucking goofing him twice, because it's supposed to be very, very hard. Sorry, that's another thing that we should have mentioned.
It should take off a little.
Oh my God! It should hurt. They should be physically exhausted. They should feel like a rail splitter at the end of his shift. By
the end of it,
that is why old people walk so funny.
Exactly.
Your butt should look like the face of the guy that looked inside the Ark of the Covenant. It should just be all melty and bones in there.
Your butt should be. It should be the fourth type of substance, plasma. It should be between states. It should be like cold chowder.
Should be like coal slurry.
I wish people would stop fracking my butt. How about it, Uncle Sam? Do you have the courage to stop Big Coal from fracking my butt?
They just keep shooting water and loosen stuff up down there. I don't know how fracking works.
I'm just getting tired of all the butt top removal because it's getting hard to prop myself up in a chair.
You know, politicians keep claiming that there's clean butt. There's no such thing as clean butt.
Babies' butts aren't clean. There's like original sin in there.
No. Though I will say at Extreme Restraints they do have a series of enemas that will guarantee a clean butt. Mm-hmm. One of which you just attach to a shower head.
Holy shit,
That
really?
sounds really convenient.
Yeah.
Can you propel it all the way up your body so it comes out your mouth?
I guess it depends on your water pressure, really. I mean, that's going to be a...
Oh, no, it would come out of your belly button. It's like one of those safety drains in a sink.
I started a new job this week. The office often orders lunch for everyone, paid for by the company. My coworkers eagerly eat the food, and I have been game for the first week. I want to be social and part of the group, but at some point I will want to bring my own healthier lunches. How can I make this change smoothly with my delivery devouring coworkers? That's from Dining Dilemma in Dallas. You missed it already because you had to say you had a gluten allergy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Then what if they're like really conscientious and then they start ordering things specifically to accommodate your, and they're like, it costs a little bit more, but we care about you, Susan, so we want to make sure you don't die.
Why don't you just say that you're a fucking 30-year-old adult, I'm assuming you're 30, and that you want to fucking eat your own food that you picked out for yourself, because that's one of the great privileges that adulthood brings you.
You can do whatever you want when you're an adult. You don't have to eat that stuff. Say you're trying to slim down. Who can't appreciate that?
Yeah, I think that this is, okay, on one hand, this is a totally perceived problem because I doubt very much that any company is going to be like, but I wanted to spend more money on you.
Yeah, or that any of your coworkers,
don't order me anything.
Any of your coworkers will be like, oh man, there's more sandwiches for my fat fucking face to eat?
Yeah.
Ah, nerds.
Why isn't she eating the Jimmy John's?
Yeah.
Ugh. But then on the other hand, well, this just might be me because I am a gluten. The idea of someone saying, hey, I'm going to get you free food. And you'd be like, nah, that's mean. Eat that food. You want that food.
It's
Everybody
not
wants that
free,
food.
though, because you helped earn that money. You worked so they could get those profits, and it's going to feed your face.
Oh, maybe you could arrange a deal where it's like, hey, instead of getting a sandwich every day,
I'll have
you give me
bonus.
like a $5 a day raise.
Just bring your lunch in a paper sack that says Rebecca on it, and then look sheepishly and said, yeah, my Nana packs them, so I have to eat it. It's just a thing. She packs it for me every day, and I love her so much. I'm not going to have her much longer, so I'm just going to keep eating my lunches.
And then
Nana.
when they're like, oh, is Nana your grandmother? I'm like, nah, she's my servant.
She's my servant. Yeah.
That's it.
I'm not going to have her much longer.
That's
She's
appreciates.
my giant. She's my giant dog, like in Peter Pan.
You open the bag, there's just a bone in there, and it's adorable.
Dirt again.
It's just a bag of grass clippings.
Can you just not bring? Here's the one thing I would request as somebody who worked in like close quarters for many years. Can you not bring something that stinks for your lunch? That used to fucking kill me when people would bring like, this is garlic salad, and they would bring it and eat it.
It's just
and
a big bowl of cloves of garlic.
And they would heat it up in the microwave, and the whole office would smell like a taxi, and it made me want to die. So please,
You know
don't
what I
bring...
realized?
What?
That goes the same way if it smells good too, because
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
then you're sitting there in the office going, "What is it? Oh God! Now I want that. Now that's all
You
I
need
want."
to bring food that doesn't smell. You
Yeah.
need to bring a tube of nutrient slop. That you, but by which I mean Go-Gurt. Do they make healthy Go-Gurt?
All yogurt's healthy. It's got protein in it.
I guess that's true. I have a Yahoo answer if you guys will allow it.
Yes.
This Yahoo was sent in by help, please.
I didn't say I would allow it.
Travis, can I have your?
I will allow it.
Thank you. It was sent in by Alex.
It's so antiquated to ask your Travis's permission.
It was sent in by Alex Krasminski. Thanks, Alex. It's by Yahoo Answers user help, please, who asks, where do I put my hands when making out and I am a girl?
Straight up in the air.
Just straight up in the air like you're being mugged.
Like you just do not care. I like that. Or maybe like you're on a roller coaster, because when you're making out with me, you sure as hell are.
Ooh, what if you did that thing where you were kind of like rapidly waving them like you were being electrocuted? It's like, whoa.
That's gonna be exhausting. Though.
Did you feel that? I felt it.
And she sounds like she's in the long haul. I feel for her because, like, as a dude, I feel like making out is means to an end to get your hand on those sweater dogs. But when you're a girl, it's like you don't have any.
That's my favorite Cuba Gooding Jr. movie. Hands down. Lots of people like Jared Maguire, but I like sweater dogs. Just use your hand to steal his wallet because he's not going to stop you.
Yeah.
Especially if he's a young boy, a young man.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, when you're a guy and you're making out, it's like, how are you going to grab those boobs? And as a girl, it's like, you don't have a secondary objective. You know what I mean?
Straight for the balls.
Yeah, but that's jumping 6 or 7 sharks. That's like, you are skipping some steps there.
You shouldn't be making out around sharks unless you go to shark school.
Yeah. Then it's... Somebody suggested shoulders, thighs, ribs, after a while on his tap handle, which I guess is his dick.
Whoa. On his what?
The creepiest word in there? Do you want me to specify the creepiest word? Because it was ribs. Shh. Let me just...
Does play you like a xylophone.
Let me imagine what would be inside that cage. What's in there? Is it your heart?
You know, I've got one of these ribs. We sync up, Steven. Kiss,
Thanks
kiss,
for
kiss.
the rib. Shesu.
Kiss.
Thanks for this.
The problem is you want to be careful because if you don't sync it up right, you could end up breaking one or both of your arms.
None of these suggestions are good, except for the dick one. I guess is all right. But shoulders, thighs. Let me grab you right there, buddy. Let me get you right there, buddy. A little tickles.
Start giving him a back rub. You know, reach around back.
Let me just give you a Charlie horse.
Shoulders
Give him
seems
an
like
Indian rub burn while you're doing it.
Shoulder seems like you're trying to stop the guy and you're just very bad at it. Like that would be the signal I would get from shoulders.
Maybe stick your fingers inside his ears.
Maybe stick your finger down his throat.
Hey,
Hold
baby
on.
bird me.
There's something I like to do. It gets it real wet. Oh, God.
Maybe go for his boobs.
So one of the Yahoo Answers just responded, "Put her hands in your bonkers." Sir, you have
None
missed
of that is applicable.
every word in that. You are batting 1,000 for wrongness, for mistakenness.
It's his insinuation that the best thing to do with your hands is to take his hands and put them on your bonkers. Is that the insinuation?
What are bonkers?
What aren't bonkers? You know where you can touch a woman that will really drive her crazy, right?
Where's that?
Her heart. I learned that from Milk Money.
But then she would die.
I learned to fuck from Milk Money.
I feel like even answering these questions is heteronormative of me. I feel like I have to keep qualifying all my pronouns and stuff because I want everybody to feel included.
Yeah.
What did you?
That's a good point. What if there's a girl making out with a girl? Oh, sorry, Dustin.
Slow down.
Well, then it's like, where can't you put your hands?
Exactly.
There's fun stuff all over.
I don't want to be offensive. I'm going to walk a very delicate line here. But there's got to be a moment where both girls go for the boobs at the same time, and then they just kind of...
And they play patty cakes accidentally for...
Oh, were you... now we're just pushing on each other's
Let's
hands.
stop making out. Let's just play patty cakes. This is way funner.
I love
This podcast is brought to you by Baptists. Patty cakes.
We don't know any better.
I think regardless of gender or sexual orientation, go for the ribs. Maybe little punches.
Do those punches like She Doesn't Kill Bill, where you put like your hand flat, and then when she's trying to break out of the coffin.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. That's gonna feel.
I'm trying to break into your heart coffin.
That's really gonna accentuate some stuff, but all the wrong stuff. Just don't make out. Who makes out anymore? Just fuck or eat some food. You know what I mean?
Who's got the time?
Who's got the time?
This has been My Brother Meets. It's a show that we do every week. We sure hope you had a good time listening this week. Thank you to those tweeting about the show and sharing the love. We got Dave Test, SW Rickards, DJ Lockheed, Tristan the Marine. More on him later. Nicole Introvert, Jan Villarosa, Bob Ball, H. Ram. Oh my God, this is 150.
Oh, Jesus. We've done it.
Jesus. Thank you for our amazing theme song. Our amazingly fantastic theme song for Mr. David Liebhardt.
Do we want to put that at the beginning or the end?
I feel like at the beginning would be a more special way of beginning the show. Okay. So thank you to him for that. It means a lot. I think he's really actually captured the spirit of the show better than anybody else could have.
It's a collaboration. It's been long in the works. It's mutual.
Also, just a reminder, make sure to check out Marin on IFC at 10 p.m. It's this week with Dave Foley. Make sure you don't miss it. He's one of my comedy heroes. Thank you very much.
That's 10 p.m. Friday, May 3rd, IFC. Tune in to see the Marin show, which is not the name.
I want to thank John Roderick and the Long Winters for the use of our theme song Into Departure off the album Putting the Days to Bed. Thank you to John Roderick and the Long Winters. Still waiting on that new album. I know it gets out a lot probably, but the people just want to dance.
Oh, and our favorite Marine, Tristan, is shipping out to Afghanistan soon. So a couple of MBMBaM Beanos are throwing him a kind of going away MBMBaM meetup in Washington, D.C. So if you're interested, it's going to be May 25th at 1:30. And right now it's being planned at the Capital City Brewery in Arlington, Virginia. If you want more details, they posted something on the forums, MaximumFun.org/forums, or you can just email them at packyourbagsdc@gmail.com, and they'll give you all the details.
This final Yahoo was sent in by Ira Ray.
No, we already did it.
Thank you, Ira Ray.
We're not gonna do it again.
It's right, it's dead. It's by Yahoo Answers user JJ, who asks, how do you say beanbag chairs in French?
I'm Justin McElroy.
I'm Travis McElroy.
I'm Griffin McElroy.
This has my brother, and me.
Bim.
This has been my brother, and me, not my bibby. Kiss your dad square on the lips. 150.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.